Hey gang, welcome to the weather breakdown. It's Sunday, March 16th. It's been a while since I created a video because I had my day job to take care of. I also revamped some of our weather charts to be a little bit more pleasing. I also revamped the format of it so they would be visualizable in a better way on the videos. In the future, I'll also start to automate the European model, but let's not go into that right now. There are some thunderstorms happening currently over Eastern Europe, and there's probably some interesting developments going on over Western Europe in the future because we might expect some thunderstorms there as well. Let's look a bit at our live maps first and see what's going on, and we can extrapolate everything in our weather charts. So we're now at our live map, so let's see what we can see. There's a low pressure center here if you look closely by the blue contours. The conveyor belt model moves the conveyor belt this way with a branch off towards the east. There's a branch off towards the north as well. There's an upper level system here with the jet maximum situated towards its southwestern flank. This is moving southeast. There's also, if you look at the geopotential height contours, mid to upper level airflow moving like that, creating this anticyclonical circulation between Iceland and Ireland as well. You can see a jet streak here, which will move towards that direction. This advection towards the southeast makes it so that this center of this anticyclonical circulation will also migrate towards the southeast a little bit. While it's moving southeast, you have a system here, and this one will be incorporated in its anticyclonical circulation and be ejected towards that way, being incorporated in the upper level wind flow, as you can see here, which will by then move a little bit towards the east. There's a region of thunderstorm activity here as well, because there's some instability here giving rise to a latent heat release and therefore some thunderstorm activity. So this is where we currently are. Now let's look a little bit at our weather chart so we can correlate everything from the live map in those charts and see what we might expect in the future. Because there's some interesting stuff going on with this system, because as this system moves south, it's gonna inject milder and milder and milder air over France towards the Benelux and Germany, giving rise to some potential thunderstorms there. So quite an exciting time, especially since I'm a storm chaser. So let's see what's ahead. So we now took a look at our live map. There was some interesting stuff going on already. We've talked about some systems moving in a certain direction. So let's look a little bit at our weather charts, what that looks like. If you like what I do, please drop a comment in the comment section saying what you thought about the video. Don't forget to subscribe as always, because there's going to be some new content coming out. One of my future videos is probably going to be more of an explanation video explaining some meteorological concept. I just don't know what that will be, but it's going to be an interesting video nonetheless. Now let's look a little bit at our weather chart, see what's going on. And yep, let's go from there. So we're now at our weather charts. Let's see a bit, or let's verify what we've discussed in the previous section of the video with what the forecast tells us. If I play the loop here, you can see here that this trough here with its wind maximum moves towards the southeast as this system here starts to decay and gets pivoted around in that direction. The reason why this one is decaying is not so difficult to understand, because I'm going to stop here. If you look at this wind field here, as this wind field moves towards the right, it decays and it softens, leading to a decay of the pressure system here because it's losing its drive in the upper level wind field. We've also identified here that there was this system here, right? And as this one moves towards the southeast, this one gets incorporated in its anticyclonical circulation and starts to be directed in that direction. You could also see that this one is moving that location, leading to a extension of the trough here towards the south, leading to a high amplitude trough that way. If you now look a little bit what that means in the temperature field, let's do the same thing. We have our system again here with the colder temperatures being advected south. As this one moves south, you can see it already here. There's like a boost of higher temperatures over Western Europe. Let me extend the loop a little bit. You can see that boost there, right? Leading to milder and milder and milder temperatures being advected over the Central European mainland. If we move a little bit further, or if we extend the loop, you can see here that again, as the system here moves towards the south, it diverts all this warmer and juicier air here into the Central European mainland. And while it's doing that, look at these signals here, which migrates towards that location, and that location. This means that there are really some mild temperatures being advected over Central West Europe. And if we look at what that means in the instability field, CAPE, meaning convective available potential energy, if we play the loop again, right, let's speed the loop a little bit up. Here's that trough digging southward. As it's digging southward, look at the orientation of the blue lines here, which are more oriented from north to south. You can see that here in the orientation of the 500 millibar height lines. They are oriented like this, meaning there's a mid to upper level wind field directed towards that. While it is directed towards that, it brings all that milder and milder and milder temperatures in that location. And let's rock the loop a little bit back and see what that means in the reorientation. Look at what happens when it reorients itself. Look at this system here, which its center keeps migrating towards the southeast. And as it migrates, the reorientation happens in that upper level wind field. While it's doing that, keep a look at these instability signals here as they start to be present here more and more towards the southern portion of France. You can see again the system moving towards here. There's a system here, there's a system here. They pivot a little bit around each other. While it's doing that, look at the CAPE signals. There's a CAPE signal here. And a few days in a row, you will see that CAPE signal and impulses start to manifest themselves. Here is number 1. Here is number 2. And here is number 3. So in those days, there's a potential for some thunderstorm activity in the southern portion of France, and we will see how that manifests itself a little bit further. What you can also see if we play the loop a little bit, if you look at this one, as this system translates more and more and more towards the east, there's a few impulses here where there's a CAPE being pushed up northeast. Let me rock this a little bit back and forward. You can see also some impulses here where you can see some thunderstorm potential for thunderstorm activity here, potential for thunderstorm activity here, and a potential for thunderstorm activity in the southeastern portion of the European mainland. If you rock this a little bit backward, and if we remove everything, this means that throughout the period, right, if we rock this a little bit further, Italy and the Balkan states and Greece and Ukraine and this whole region in the latter part of the forecast might be susceptible to some thunderstorm activity as well. But it's already 25th of March, so let's take everything with a grain of salt. It's too far ahead to say something decent about it in the future. We can also see, if we look a little bit further at the temperature field, and if we move to the beginning, as the system moves south, it's advecting all that milder and milder air over Europe. But if we look a little bit further now, you can see here, this system, and you can see by the orientation of the 500 millibar height lines that are close together that there is a jet maximum here. The jet maximum is moving towards that location. If we move a little bit further now in time, right, you can see again that there's a big trough here, or at least to the GFS model, the American model, there's a big trough that's forming here, leading to a potential dip in the temperatures again coming from the north. But again, yeah, this is already super far in the future, but it could be that there is indeed an outbreak of colder air again after this milder intermezzo because of the system that was digging south here. Due to the uncertainty, I'm not going to look further than that because we're already like a week and a half in, so it would be a little stupid to look forward, because tomorrow or the next run, these calculations could have been already changed massively. Thunderstorms that I've mentioned, or the potential for them thunderstorms in the southern portion of France. In the previous run, there was also indications of thunderstorm activity in Germany, in the Benelux. So yeah, things can change quite drastically. And this is always the case around March, April. Weather models sometimes have it a little bit difficult to predict the weather in a steadfast way. It fluctuates quite often because we're in a transition period from the cold to the warm season. And weather models struggle a little bit with that. European model, American model, actually all the models do. So that's why I'm not going to look further than that. Again, don't forget to subscribe if you want to be notified of new content, because new content is steadily coming out. And if you like the video, leave a comment in the comment section. All right, that's it for now, guys. See you in the next one. Bye.